I want to start a new movement. We've had a lot of them lately, and people are starting to really start to learn what's going on in this world, and a lot of people are getting tired of it. And with movements, for example, like hashtag walk away, I want to start a new movement, and I'm calling it hashtag no longer be silent. And with recent events with people like James Gunn, Dan Harmon, and all of these other people that we're starting to hear about more and more about the pedophilia that happens in Hollywood and in other places where there's human trafficking and injustices in the world, it's time that we no longer stay silent. So I implore anybody that has any story or knows of any link of any video where you hear some celebrity justifying or making light of or discussing any kind of child pornography, child rape, dating underage children. I want people to start to understand how rampant this is in Hollywood. So I implore anyone who cares about this, who wants to stop this stuff from happening, to make a video where you find a clip, a soundbite, anything, a tweet, a post anywhere from someone in Hollywood that it shows that this stuff is rampant. So I want you to listen to this. Now, of course, fair use, I can only show a little bit of it. Well, I'm not even going to show anything. I'm just going to let you listen to this. And this is by a famous director, Quentin Tarantino. And I want you to listen. Now, there's nothing graphic in it, but I want you to hear how he views a 13-year-old girl when there was a situation about another director who was forced to flee the country and move to Europe because he had sex with a 13-year-old girl, and Hollywood views him as a hero. And like what happened recently with Dan Harmon, I'm not saying he's a pedophile. I can't prove it based on what he did. But if you read, like, for example, James Gunn's tweets, and I implore you to read them, sometimes they say if it smells like a duck and looks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. But I want you to hear this, and then anybody out there, please, if you care, start this hashtag movement, no longer be silent, and make a video and encourage other people to stand up, because maybe people really need to know how many different places this is going on. And unless we say something, it's never going to change, because the media is not going to talk about it because they're bought and paid for. The government isn't really going to talk about it because they're bought and paid for. And Hollywood definitely isn't going to talk about it because this has been going on since the days Hollywood began. So I want you to listen to this and just be blown away by the arrogance and the disgustive nature of how Hollywood views children. Now, this is just one person, so I want other people to post others, but here we go. Listen to this.
What's so great about a rapist being the recipient of Hollywood's highest honor?
I don't consider him a rapist.
Right, that's the one. How can you defend? See, I don't understand this. How come Hollywood embraces this madman, this director who raped a 13-year-old?
He didn't rape a 13-year-old. It was statutory rape.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
that's not quite the same thing. All right?
Come on.
Enough said.
It's not statutory rape. You know, he had sex with a minor. All right, that's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, all right, you're talking about violent, throwing them down. It's like one of the most violent crimes in the world. You can't throw, throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around. All right, it just doesn't apply to everything that people use it for. All right, he was guilty of having sex with a minor. All right.
That she didn't want to have.
No, that was not the case at all. She wanted to have it.
Well,
and dated the guy, and
she was 13.
and found out. Well, by the way, we're talking about America's morals. We're not talking about the morals in Europe and everything. All right.
Wait a second.
Morals in
You have
Europe, morals in
sex
China.
with a 13-year-old girl, and you're a grown man. You know that that's wrong because she has
giving her booze and
I'm not. Look. She was down with it.
Oh, you're crazy.
And she's talked about it. She's talked about it.
Oh,
now she's an adult.
Okay, so there you go. She was down with that. He doesn't consider having sex with a 13-year-old actual rape. This is the mindset of Hollywood. Now, I'm not going to say it's everybody in Hollywood. There are people who are speaking out. I got this video from Benjamin Owen, and I have the link in the description, so you can watch the whole video if you want. It's only about another minute longer than what I showed. But he walked away from lucrative Hollywood deals because he was tired of all the pedophilia and things that he's witnessed. There are Hollywood people out there that are ready to speak about this but are afraid to, because when one or two people speak up, people disappear. But when thousands or millions of people speak up, there's nothing that can be done other than exposing the truth and saving the lives of innocent victims. So if you're a person that's tired of being silent and tired of being afraid, I want this to be as an example of doing the right thing and no longer being silent. So I'm hoping there are brave people out there willing to share their stories or show other clips. So maybe if somebody sees there are hundreds of these where these movie stars and Hollywood actors and maybe politicians, whether they're left or right is irrelevant, or maybe people from the media that are caught doing these things, and people see it's not just isolated incidents, maybe we can stop this, or at least put some light to it. There's a reason why the media won't talk about this. So we need to be that voice. YouTube isn't going to make this easy. So we need you to stand up and say your parts. So I hope other people will. So my name is Chris. This is my channel, Born on 11 970. And I no longer am being silent.